Greetings, brothers, sisters, friends, and foes. Bill from Agape on the streets, and it's Tuesday evening, and I'm going to share a pretty long video with you here. But I'm going to not only get a little more technical into the trailer with you, I'm going to take you on the road with me and go to the store and just share some really cool things. I think you'll enjoy it. You'll notice in the videos a lot I say we, and that is on purpose because I believe we're doing this together. This is a ministry. I always say, please join us at Agape. Say, won't you participate with us? Won't you connect with us? And I'm talking about spiritually here. There's no way I could be doing this alone. And I know that your prayers are a big, big part of what's going on here. Without them, I don't know that none of this would be here. I wouldn't be showing you this stuff. There's prayer support, there's monetary support, there's encouragement, and there's just, being part of this in spirit, just praying for God to bring us together in this under one vision, I think is huge and it's powerful. So we're going to go on here and let me show you some of what's going on in the trailer. So a good part of today was spent doing programming on the charge controller and the Victron Energy isolated smart controller. I had to get Bluetooth apps to work, and it took a little bit of doing to get all that going, but we've got it going good now. I'm actually pretty amazed. I've only got 3 of the 5 solar panels hooked up, and this thing is more than holding its own. Of course, it's a pretty good sunny day today. I do have the refrigerator hooked up, and it is running, pulling a load off of the 1,000-watt inverter, and it's not even warming it up, and it's barely running. So I think I'm not going to go ahead with the 300-watt inverter. It's just not needed, and with my financial situation, I'm not into getting things that aren't needed. So I'm going to return that, even though it's, I had a deal on it for like 35 bucks. That's going to go back, and I think I'm there. Even with the 2 batteries, the added 2 solar panels is actually going to pretty much, definitely overkill for a sunny day, but we will have cloudy days. We'll have days when there's not much sunlight, but I think it's going to carry this thing through fine. The refrigerator I have here, turns out it only pulls 50 watts. I've watched the load. I cranked it up all the way today, and it pulls 50 watts, and it barely runs. It's only on maybe 1/8 of the time, and then it shuts down and pulls nothing. So just a very efficient system. I've really been blown away with it. Set all the parameters for the lithium ion batteries and actually set them up more for longevity than performance because I want them to last, because I just don't need the extra performance it's turning out. I'm just going to take it easy on them. I haven't really started wiring in the 12-volt stuff yet. You can see the fuse block there just has 1 fuse for a couple little lights I set around here for at night. But that's just not going to pull much at all. Most of my lights are a water tube. They're all little LED lights, and I'm going to start running all of that, I think, tomorrow. But I wanted to just really dig into this thing, make sure everything worked right on it. I've got to go back up there and mount that 5th solar panel, and the bracket is set up for it, so not putting it up really, it's not really set up right without it because of the way it's set up there. So that really completes it, and like I say, then I just don't have to worry about, not having the panels faced just right or having a cloudy day. I think I'll run anyways, as long as I just, keep it real here and not have, microwave ovens and a bunch of crazy stuff running, which I just really don't plan to do. I'm going to put 1 small microwave oven. I found one that only has a 500-watt draw. And I'll just use it very little, try to use it during the day when the sun's out and the system's charging. And I think if you're smart like that, you just really don't need to get too overkill with this thing. The coffee maker is the other thing. I like my coffee every morning, but that's 12 volt. And I actually have most of my devices that I'm going to use, fans, everything, it's all 12 volt. So got quite a mess to clean up outside here. And I've got to still go up on the top there and straighten out some wires. I don't know if you can see with the sun facing, but they're just kind of dangling down. But it's hooked up. I'm going to wait till I put the 5th panel on there, and we're going to go from there. See what God does with this thing. So far, I'm just blessed. It was a tough day today, but it was a programming day today. It wasn't so physical, so I'm pretty used to that. I did that most of my life, and kind of got me more in the swing of things. Thank God for that. Go to our website if you get a chance, agapeonthestreets.com, and join us. Because we'd love to hear from you. There's a phone number on there you can call me, and you go on there. Actually, the phone number on there is a text only, but send me a text. Maybe I'll call you back. Give me your number, and we'll chat. I'm really excited to see what God does in May. If you want to hear about the love of Christ, I'd love to come hang out with you. There's just a lot of open doors and open opportunities. So praise God for you. He loves you very much, how you are, where you are, and he wants to take you to greater plateaus, he wants to heal you. But he does it through his love, not through a bunch of rules and crazy stuff. You hear that a lot, but it's not the Jesus that I know, that I read about in the Bible. And it's certainly not the one that has loved me through some pretty crazy stuff in my life. I am not a perfect picture of a church person. No, not even close. Got a lot of issues. I'm a very screwed up background. And the Lord has loved me and blessed me beyond anything I can imagine. And I want that for you. I want that in your life. His love's amazing. God bless you. So we've got the refrigerator running. We've tested it for quite a while. It seems to be holding its own on even just the 3 panels. So I am headed into Blythe right now to hit the supermarket to get a few groceries so I can save money and not have to go out tomorrow. That $7, $8 meal, that's a great deal. But I can beat that big time if I have a place to store stuff. And we have the refrigerator now, so I can do some sandwiches and stuff. I've got a keto bread I can have on my diet. And hopefully here real soon, I'll have a way to heat the food. So just keep praying. God he's putting this together. It's been a lot of work, but it's amazing. It's just amazing watching it come together. And I'm so excited to have this in the arsenal of things to support me as I go out into the streets. I'm really excited to get back out there and start reaching people. So we're at Albertsons over in Blythe, and going to grab a few things here. So I've got a refrigerator and a tiny little freezer, but I don't have any way to cook yet. So I've got to be a little creative here when it comes to getting some dinner, saving money, and meeting my crazy keto diet. Got my favorite Gouda cheese on sale for $1.89. Don't know about frozen stuff, but eventually we'll get there, especially if we get a little microwave. That will work out well. Well, we finished up at Albertsons and got some pretty good deals. It was around $30, and I think I got enough in there to get through the week. Really, just some basic sandwiches and stuff. Of course, we get some stove or something going, we'll go get some other types of groceries. But what a big deal compared to, even the inexpensive $7 a day thing. Getting that deal I got, this really beats it. Of course, now we're going back into Arizona. There's the California side we came through, and I always laugh that you have to go through a border crossing. Literally, they got Border Patrol sitting there, and you got fruits and vegetables, and I don't know, fruit flies. I think if they want to fly over the border, it's pretty simple, and they don't stop but maybe 1 out of every 100 vehicles. So it's just kind of another silly point of control, whereas here we are in Arizona driving right back over the border, no problems. Always nicer going back home than coming into California. But there's the state line, there's the Colorado River, and we got some people kind of broken down there that are staying along there. I stop by and just share with them sometimes. It's pretty sad. Starting to see more and more of that. They literally just make it over the border of California, get over here, and they just kind of just fall apart. There we are, and wow, and it gets hot out here. So I pray for them, because this summer that's going to be a challenge with no power, no air conditioning. Got a check engine light that just came on, so we're going to pull over here and see what's going on at the rest stop. So that is the second time since my mechanic in Quartzsite installed the new transmission oil pan that my fluid has gone low and set off the check engine light. I don't have any leaking, which is weird, You remember the truckload of steel that literally just the strap broke and steel went everywhere in front of me on the way to Havasu back a while ago, a couple months ago, and punctured my transmission oil pan, and thank God didn't blow up the transmission. I got that pan put on by a gentleman at Quartzsite because I didn't have a place to do it. And yeah, this is the second time. This is the second quart of tranny fluid I put in. I've been carrying it with me just to keep my eye on it. And so I'm going to have to look at that closer because I haven't seen anything on the ground. But we are back on the road, headed to Quartzsite here, headed home. And praise God for a beautiful evening, these beautiful hills that we get to drive through here. So when I get back in the trailer, I'm going to go over a few of our needs and stuff, and I'll show you what we're looking for. And hopefully here in this next couple weeks, I really feel we can get this thing pretty close to done. With the exception of some cosmetic things, get this trailer functioning. And I really like that. I'd like to take a day and hit the streets again and do some work, help some people out. There's some elderly people that can use my help. So I want you to keep that in prayer, that these provisions can be met here fairly soon, and we can move on with some other things, because this has been going on, well, the trailer, the vision's been going on for over 2 years now, almost 3. But we're finally there to where it's getting built. And Josie and I were talking last night on the phone. Thank God we didn't do it when we started, because we had a whole different vision, and it would have turned into something that couldn't have been used. His life wouldn't have been the same. He probably wouldn't have never found his wife. And I gotta say that him and his wife are a miracle from heaven. I praise God every day. I can hear from him and the things God's doing through them. So I'm really praising God for that. Him and I had come to a point we didn't think he'd ever get married. He didn't know that he liked girls, all kinds of stuff. And we just said, okay, then we're just gonna hit the street and do missionary work. You know, be ministers on the streets of America. And then boom, God just healed him and changed that all up. And praise God for that. It leaves me out here alone, but I'm ready for this new adventure. And God's doing great things. I've learned a lot. I pouted and got scared and everything for a little while, but God's really showing me some amazing things. Praise his holy name. And as we come back into Quartzsite here, you know, God just reminds me how his plan is so amazing, how he has such a perfect plan. His ways certainly aren't our ways. You know, I was struggling not long ago between should I work or should I not work? You know, is the ministry full-time in the streets, and if I work, is that going to anger God? And, you know, then and God really dealt with me on that. It's like, it's not that you won't work, it's the attitude of which you're going to work. It's not working to make the living and build the lifestyle. It's you're going to do some work to provide. And, you know, it's not a stressful hustle-bustle thing. He doesn't have me out looking so much for a career anymore. But the work itself is actually part of the ministry. And it's amazing, just what I was sharing this morning about loves and the heart and all that, going along with agape. And just the way God does stuff is so in harmony. It's so beautiful. It's like just a fine ballet, just the way everything fits together. So we're back here in the trailer, and well, God really blessed us. Only spent about $30 and got some good quality stuff. I can make sandwiches with. The refrigerator's been running the whole time. There's plenty left on the batteries. Things are looking pretty good. I just thank God for the amazing blessings that get me through this, because I make mistakes these days. I'm noticing that, you know, I've done all this stuff. It should be easy for me, but I've been through a lot, and I make some pretty silly mistakes. And he has definitely got me through it, and I owe him all the praise and all the glory. And I know that, and you know, that's where it goes. It goes straight to Jesus, because without him, I don't care who you are, what you think you know. It's not worth a lot without Jesus. It just isn't. He just makes things so much more amazing. So let's see here what we got. Yeah, little stuff to put on sandwiches, and I'm gonna have to learn how to be really smart with space with this little fridge here. but I think I can make it work. I just don't need much more than this. You know, I love these little bubbly waters. They're fairly inexpensive at night. The bubbles help calm my stomach before bed. And usually they're on sale for around 99 cents, and I just got them on sale for 50 cents. So packed up with 10 of those because you don't need to keep those cold. They can sit here and I'll put them in there as I need them. Praise God. I got some stuff in the fridge. I'll make some sandwiches tonight. You know, I got this little table here I got to clean off and look for my keto bread, and we'll see what God does with that. So found all my little keto sandwich stuff. I got the little sandwich thins, the bread, and even some zero carb tortillas, and do a lot with that. On the other side of things we need, though, so I made a little makeshift thing here on top of these drawers, which are going to go about right there. I haven't finished those yet. Josie got a good start. We got these other cabinets that they go up above where the front counter is and over the door. That's going to provide some nice storage space. But right here, we need a 4-inch long by 4 foot long by 28-inch deep countertop, and that'll have the fridge on it on one side and a small stove on the other. And then on the other side here, we need 7 foot wide by about 38 inches deep, which sets right in here. I'm going to have to cut it into the V-nose, and that'll have a small sink and then plenty of workspace on it. I'm pretty open as far as what that's made with. Do need to do some kind of a counter. That's a big thing right now. I have nowhere to set anything. And, you know, when we started this, we were doing countertops and stuff. We did the Ironwood office supply, Ironwood offices here in Quartzsite. I made a really nice front counter for them. You can see that in some of our videos. Made it out of that chopboard stuff and a whole service desk. But now we can't seem to find that stuff, and the stuff we are finding is very expensive, and I'm very limited on cash. So if anyone comes up with anything like that, you got something laying around, I'd love to talk to you if you want to do some kind of trade or something. And I'm going to keep moving forward on this. Like I said, hopefully this is going to be done sooner than later. I got a couple of drawers out here. I got to finish that. Running on just 3 of those 4 solar panels right now. I'm going to YN the 4th one and then the 5th one that I've got to pick up. And they're even tilted in the wrong direction. But I've been running that fridge all day and it seems to be holding. So we're just praying that this is all going to work as well as it seems. I want to thank you guys for your prayers. I really don't think I could do this without your prayers and without God just blessing, and He's just carrying me through this. I don't know how else to explain this. But there's so many times where I looked at things and it just seemed so overwhelming, and I felt I had no energy to do it, to pull it off. And then the day comes to an end and I'm going, wow, look what got done, amazing. So praise God for that. To Him goes the glory, because I don't know how we're doing it here, but God's doing something, and I thank you guys. I thank God, but I thank you guys for your prayers, because He loves to hear from you. Go to our website, agapeonthestreets.com. There's a lot of ways to get a hold of me on there. Best way, get on that Telegram. Set up an account, send me a text on our discussing page. If you're a prayer warrior, let me know. I'll get you on our prayer page. Love for you to be on there, because God's doing great things on there. Hey, God bless you all. Check in with you tomorrow, God willing. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us and getting through this rather long video. I want to thank God for you. And I just want to share with you real quick. So I've had the blessing of having some sponsors along the way. The build out of the trailer, the company literally gave it to us for cost. It's a Christian company, and they really blessed us. And I want to put a shout out to Renowned Cargo Trailers. Amsoil, who I found out when I got the diesel truck. Amazing products. These are things I don't just throw out, say, hey, this is great. With my engineering background and then going and really looking into these things and using it, they've gone far above and beyond what the manufacturer's claims are. So I'm going to start just bringing some of these up and sharing them with you. AMSOIL. They make a lot of different oil products and stuff for the car. They give me their stuff at distributor cost. When I say that we have a sponsor, I'm not endorsing so much some individual. I don't know these people personally. I don't know what their walks are like with the Lord. I don't know if they have different things in their life. But I'm talking about a product that I know is a good value, and as a Christian, we should be looking for things that are a good value. Something that for a fair price does a very good job. And I've had to do that and take that very seriously on this path that the Lord has me on. So I'm going to start to share some of those things with you, and hopefully that'll bless you guys. God bless y'all. See you next time. Bye-bye.